So the topic for today is what you need to become in 2019. I'm wondering what you think about that title. Hi Imran, hi Preeti. What do you understand from that title? What do you need to become? And I'm implying every one of us. Hello, hi Lawrence, hi Chibaga. What do you need to become in 2019? For those who don't know me, I'm an author, okay, of the book Through the Golden Door, and I'm also a speaker. I speak on more, motivational, inspirational, spiritual matters, wisdom, okay, and I try to inculcate the scientific and also business matters and philosophy into my talks, okay. There is a workshop coming up called Being Victorious Visionaries. That's coming up on the 8th of Jan in Singapore, all right? So on the first episode, I talked about the 15 relationships you must or should explore in 2019, okay? And then on episode 2, I went a little bit more on that. What is more that you need to look at besides the 15 relationships? As a spiritual market player and as also as a business player. Hi Sahil, hi Taufik, okay? So then, today is what you need to become in 2019. I will give you a little hint of why I decided to cover this, okay? This world is a world of show and tell. Okay? It's a world of show and tell. It is very difficult to figure out a person when you meet them for the first time, or when you see them online. When you see them online, or when you read about them, it's very difficult to figure out the truth about that person. Imagine an iceberg, okay? Imagine an iceberg. The tip is above the water. And there's such a big volume of the iceberg under the water. So most times we are seeing the surface of a person, the surface of the people we interact with, whether it's Facebook or business or etc. Okay? So this is the world of show and tell. We need to discover who we are. We need to embody who we are rather than focusing on what we say we are. In social media, every single day, all of us are trying to say who we are. Every single day. We're trying to prove a point. We're trying to show to everyone, hey, this is who I am. This is me. Understand my strengths. And whether we embody what we say we are is another thing. Okay? Most times we don't embody it. All right? So this is the essence. And it's like sentences. It's like a sentence. And the words in a sentence, there's all these spaces in a sentence. The people, the public, is hearing the words. But are we seeing the spaces? Many times we don't. We are so caught up in this world of seeing the surface that we become like that in our own life. We become like that in our persona. So we need to shift to embodiment. I'll give you an example, okay? Because otherwise it sounds too conceptual. Earlier this year, I had a chat with Ron Kaufman, and he said something very interesting to me. He said, "You've been telling me your story. You've been telling your story. When you do this, when you do that, what you experienced, all those things. Don't you think it's time for you to just embody who you are? So that when a person meets you, or when people hear you talk, they can see what you embody. They already know through the spaces and through the words not spoken. Through the words not spoken of who you are. Are we seeing those unspoken words? If I enter into a room and I don't say anything, I carry a presence with me. That says much more than the words I keep saying every single day. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Or when I go for a function and I tell as many people as possible, I'm this and this and this. But if I reach a point that when I enter a room, I radiate a presence. The people, through the spaces, they already know who I am. Through the spaces and silence, they already know who I am. They know my authority. Because we are spirit beings in essence. And as we truly focus on the invisible, focus on our inner man and expanding our inner man, growing our inner man, we'll be able to release information about ourselves through the unspoken word. Sometimes the less words we say will have a much more profound impact than saying 100 words. Okay? So we live in a world, as I said, that is defined by who we say we are, rather than what we really are. We need to shift to creating a world which is already existing, that shows who we are without saying. Okay? So, yes, as simple as that awareness in our conscious mind, as it sinks into the subconscious and beyond, to carry our presence. And that happens when we practice what we preach, when we keep our thoughts elevated, and we keep our thoughts in line with the words we say. So we can say one thing, but our thoughts are something else. So we keep our thoughts and our words aligned. Okay? And through that, we carry the embodiment. Now, the other thing is that when we connect to the Spirit of God to a greater level, that presence we carry is much more powerful, that it radiates, that people can feel it. Okay? They can feel your greatness. Right? So shifting from a world of show and tell to be and become. Thinking that as I begin 2019, I want to be and become. I want to embody a higher presence. I want to be what I say instead of just saying. Okay? So, moving beyond the labels that we put on ourselves, we define them. Alright? Okay? So, yeah, I talked about the iceberg. Now, the iceberg was referred by Hemingway quite often. In fact, let me just share that. Yes, give me a second. Yes, Hemingway's iceberg theory. The dignity of movement of an iceberg is due to only 1/8 of it being above water. Writing like an iceberg gains not what is apparent on the surface, but from what is spoken between the lines. The ocean below, what's visible shapes more than the current than the waves on top. Okay? The ocean below, what's visible shapes more. It shapes more than the current than the waves on top. So focus on the depth. Focus on your inner man than the outward. With social media, we can get so carried away with the outward. I don't want to go into detail about that because I think it's rather obvious. But let's focus on the inner and let's carry forward that inner iceberg, the invisible shapes that actually radiate out and can be seen. Okay, Sahil says, drop your luggage before New Year. Yes, okay, letting go. Yeah, of course. Okay. Part of it obviously means, yes, letting go. Okay. But what I'm trying to drive a point here is about being aware. Okay, being aware of the becoming, of the being, rather than just the saying. Okay. The analogy of an ocean. Within the ocean, there exists a world we can't talk about in any satisfying way without distorting the essence of what is true. The ocean is so vast. The ocean has so much. The ocean is something beyond our imagination. Let's bring out that beyond our imagination of ourselves into the surface, out and radiate out. Okay? Bring out that part of ourselves that is beyond our imagination. Radiate that out. Right? So that's what I want to share. Okay? I hope that gives you some food for thought. Alright? We can spend our whole life describing ourselves without seeing who we truly are. Perhaps now, the day before New Year, you can spend a little bit of time to see who you really are, instead of all the words that you've been describing yourself. Okay? It takes awareness, takes a little bit of thought, it takes a little bit of meditation, takes a little bit of prayer, and you might have greater clarity as you move forward. Right? Thank you very much. I appreciate those who joined me. My website, TahiraMirKhan.com. I will go into Becoming Victorious Visionaries on the 8th of Jan in Singapore. Right? And we're mapping out on what you need to do. I've scratched the surface, okay, through these first 3 episodes. And I wish you a wonderful new year ahead. Right? I'm sure all of you are doing different things. For me, it's a time of reflection. all right? And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, okay? So I'm on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Singapore time. I'll be here and be covering different topics, and I look forward to getting your feedback and your comments. If anything, send me an email, okay? Tahira@TahiraGoldenDoor.com. You can write to me there, right? And you can even send me a PM, okay? I have a YouTube channel. It's called TahiraGoldenDoorTV, right? Thank you very much, and wishing you a great new year.